think we're live. I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting, right? Because YouTube takes a while to update things. Just waiting for the YouTubes. There we go.
I'm always a figure in some...
Just waiting for the YouTubes. Waiting for the YouTubes. Waiting for the YouTubes, yeah. Waiting for the YouTubes. Let's see. Yes. We are live. It looks like we're live. It does. It does look like we're live. And I need to know, do I sound okay? I need to know if I sound okay. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We got chat. That's right, Jatman. We're early. We go early. I've got a pop filter on the microphone. Oh, thanks, Jaden. Looking super sharp. This hair is thanks to Bedhead, and this shirt is thanks to a brewery, and these glasses are thanks to my optometrist. It's 10 p.m. where Rocket Man is, you guys. It's of the 10 p.m. That's radical. Ooh, a couple new things. I have a Nightbot. The Nightbot will spam the channel telling you to throw money at me. That Nightbot. My goodness. Alex is asking, why so late? Well, Alex, you have to realize that in this wonderful world that we live in, there's time zones. So while it's late for you, it's still late for me. It's still late for me. Let's see. I did set up the Nightbot. I hope he's not too aggressive. If he is, I'm completely and totally sorry. Let's see. I'm going to disable that and that and that and that. Okay. I don't know. Let's disable that. Okay. So look, I am running Nightbot, and if Nightbot all of a sudden poops on you, I'm sorry. Let's see. Tell me if the chat window's going. Is the chat window going? I don't know if the chat window... It doesn't look like the chat window is going. That's rather unfortunate. It is... There we go. Maybe it is going. Perfect. Hey, this is exciting, you guys! We've got some people watching. We're going to be recapping the CES that I was at. I was at the CES. Okay. Okay. This is where it's going to get good. Let's just give it a couple more minutes. Let's give it a couple more minutes because I do have a print finishing right over here on the Formlabs, and I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Oh. Okay. My goodness. Let's see. Nightbot will do its thing. I should have things that pop up. Oh, I have this dashboard going from Streamlabs. Thanks to Dustin for helping that out. Here we go. There's an alert box. So if I get a new subscriber, it pops up on the screen. And if someone makes a donation to the channel, and it's through the Nightbot spamvertisement, that too will pop up on the screen. It's very exciting. I know YouTube is moving to a new chat thing called Super Chat or something. And the idea there is people in the chat can buy their way to the top. Oh, I'm yawning. Oh, no. I'm sorry. God, stop it. Just stop it, Joel. Sucks. All right. All right, here we go. Let's recap. CES, at least from my point of view. So, I know what's the right way to put it? Originally, I wasn't going to go to CES. Originally, my plan was to stay home and just be a home person, doing home things, because home, right? But then CES started happening, and I started seeing tweets and Facebook posts and all sorts of just people having a good time at CES, and I thought, well, I'm missing out, and I'm missing out too much. So I asked my wife. I said, "Wife, can I go?" She said, "Yes," and I'm like, "Yes." First, I did have to finance the trip, and that was thanks to my patrons, and they're my supporters at patreon.com. It was their financial support in part that was actually able to make this trip possible. We were at my son's basketball game Saturday of CES, and on that Saturday during the game when he wasn't playing, I was on my phone and I was trying to find flights. It was getting difficult though. Because there was a lot of ice predicted for the Portland area and even the Seattle airport as well. And we know it came true in the Portland area, but they started canceling return flights. And so I would search for a flight, I would go to pay for it, and then they would say it's not valid anymore because the flight disappeared. All right, so from my son's basketball game, we went to hey Derek, thanks for the sub. We went to my daughter's soccer game. The soccer game, it was cold. It was like 30 degrees outside, and she plays a goalie. She's a mean goalie too, man. She is crazy good. When the ball wasn't on her side of the field, I was on my phone and I was trying to find flights. I ended up burning out my battery, and it just died because it was so cold, and I was using it fast, and the phone's old, so the battery isn't at 100% health. I was able to get a flight later. We left the game, and we went home, and we had a family gathering. We were going to go to the family we had like 5 to 10 minutes at home, and I quickly got out my laptop, and I was able to find a one-way flight to Vegas, and then I found a one-way flight back home. I booked it. It worked. Yes! So there we go. I have the flight. Now I needed a room. I went to my list of people I knew that were there, and I ended up talking to my friend Jenny, and she had a room at the MGM through her work. Jenny, can I stay in your room? I'll sleep on the floor. Just a little tiny spot right here. Oh, excuse me. Yes, she said yes. So, knowing that, I just needed a badge. And so I sent a text to Prusa, Joseph Prusa, and I said, "Joe, if I can make it down there, will you give me a badge?" He said, "Joel, yes. What's your email? I'll get you registered in the system." That was it. I now had my badge. I now had a place to stay, and I now had a flight. I can find food down there. I can park at the airport. We're good to go. So we went to the family gathering, and then let's see, family gathering. My flight was at 9:30 p.m. Seattle time. So I left the family gathering around 6, drove to the airport, parked my car, went through the line, just waited. And then it was just, I was anxious. I was nervous. I was This is my first time at CES. I had no idea what to expect. Got on the plane. It went down to Vegas just fine. Landed. Turned on my phone. First thing I get is a text from Joseph Prusa, and he says, "Hey Joel, let's go drinking." Those guys from the Czech Republic, man, they can put it away. So I first had to go to the MGM, drop off my bag. I grabbed my friend Jenny. We met up with Prusa and his boys, I Saturday night, Sunday morning, I just remember closing my eyes for the night at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it's my first time at CES. I was so worried about waking up and making it to the floor that I set like 5 different alarms. 5 different alarms. I did wake up just fine. The floor opened at 9 a.m. and I made it there at 9:30. I got my badge. I went up and met up with Prusa at the booth, and then it was time for me to go around and explore. The first place I went to was right next to Prusa's booth, and they had a printer. They had a way of doing multicolor. I'll have a video on this later. I totally forget the name of the company, but it was interesting. It looked like a proof of concept more than a finished product. Yeah, so I'll have a video on that, obviously. And right next to them was the Raise 3D booth. That was fun. So Raise 3D, I mean, obviously I've reviewed their machine. They know who I are. They said, Joel, hey, Joel, come over. They didn't have any new tech to show off. They had the N2 Plus. They had the N2 and the N1. They were showing off models that they'd printed on these. In my CES recap little teaser video, I showed one of the Raise 3D guys kind of playing with this like a carpet of such. It's 3D printed cubes that are all interconnected. Oh, excuse me. It was cool. There was no new tech. I couldn't get any more information out of them, but it was cool to see that the models that they brought to show off. And what else? Oh, there was a remote controlled car. They had printed an RC car, not an open RC car, but the RC car was it was printed in nylons, I think. It was pretty cool. From there, let's see, what was next to them? I visited the LulzBot booth, and of course, at the end of all this, of course, I'll pay attention more attention to the chat. Yes, chainmail but plastic. Okay, let's see. I went to the LulzBot booth, and what's cool about LulzBot is I've talked to a lot of them online, but I've only met Claudio in person. At CES, I met Harris, who was just promoted to be president of Aleph Objects, and Kara, and Ben, and Josh. Sander was there from ColorFab as well. Great booth, great presence, just good people all around. I thought it was really interesting because I brought up my Taz 6 review and how I didn't give it very shining marks because it wasn't printing very well. And it's been months since I've had that machine. A lot of people have asked, hey, when are you going to get to the Taz 6 review? When are you going to send one? And it was Harris that brought it up. And he said, hey, look, I know we need to get you one. We're going to close that loop. We're going to figure this out. Let's just get through CES. So I think that my Taz 6 review is going to be finally completed. They're going to send me a machine at some point pretty soon. And once that machine comes in, I'm going to finish my Taz 6 review, which I'm really excited about. By the LulzBot booth was the XYZ booth. They were over there. Funny thing about XYZ, I have an interesting relationship with XYZ because I did not recommend the DaVinci Pro as it arrived essentially broken, and they lied to me. That doesn't really leave a good taste in my mouth. At the XYZ booth, they had some cool new stuff that I was looking at. They had this this thing called the Mix. They had a new Junior. They had this Micro. They had a bunch of models they had printed. And I walked around the booth for about 5 minutes, but absolutely no one came over to say hi. No one from the XYZ team. I'm not saying that, hey, you don't know who I am, so I'm not going to talk to you. Not like that. No, this is a trade show, and you're supposed to find people in your booth, and you're supposed to introduce yourself and talk to them and find out why they're there and why they're looking at stuff. That's just the nature of the game. And for 5 minutes, I was there looking around, and no one came up to me. I did see XYZ employees sitting down. I saw them talking to each other. They never approached me, so I got no footage at the XYZ booth. My buddy Jeff over at the Print 3D channel, he got some in his little recap video that he did. But at that point, I what am I gonna do? I don't want to go fishing. I was in the booth for 5 minutes. I figured that was good enough, but you know, whatever. Let's see. I stopped by the Hatchbox booth, and they had all sorts of filaments out. And I know that wood filament that Hatchbox makes is pretty good. I know, Dustin, you just showed off a benchy in that wood filament. They were showing off their Delta printer, and they took my name. That I may have that Delta in my future. We'll see how that works out. Some developments coming down. Hatchbox is going to do some more color variations of their wood filament. They're going to have a lighter one, and then they're going to have a darker one. Let's see. What was around there? Oh, there was Titan Robotics. That was crazy. They had this... Titan Robotics developed that machine along with the Autodesk stuff. And Clay, the CEO, I was talking to him. It has 5 gantries, and it can print these giant things. It was crazy. It weighs a ton, and it has this ginormous power supply, and it's just run off of an Arduino, which is crazy. But there's these massive stepper drivers, and it's cool. Push Plastics, a guy from Push Plastics was there in their booth and gave me a roll of this. I don't even remember what it was, but it prints at 315C, and the bed has to be at 170C. Oh, look at that. David's in the Narita airport. It's great. So I don't know if I'm ever going to have a machine that'll be able to print that plastic, let alone hold the plastic on the bed. We'll find out. But maybe Wolfbite will hold it, or maybe I don't know. Glue stick ain't going to do it. Let's see. I'm going around the con in my head. The Shining 3D booth was incredible. I got to see some of the 3D pens that they had. I saw the Einstart C 3D printer that just came out and was released, and it looks cool. I got some footage of that printing. I talked to my friend Freya at Shining 3D, and she was telling me about the printer. It was cool. But as I was walking by the booth initially, they said they waved me down and said, "Hey, you're Joel. You unboxed our scanner." I said, "Yes, that was me. Sorry about that." But no, they loved it. They understood what I was doing with that unboxing, and one of the first comments right out of the gate was, "You have this amazing community, Joel. Everybody was offering you tips and tricks, and they wanted you to succeed, and they wanted to see it succeed. So we're very happy we got that to you." And that was music to my ears. That was wonderful. I did get a chance to sit down, and they showed me some of the cool stuff with the software that I may not have found by myself, and then some tips and tricks on how to actually scan something. So that's handy. Let's see. At Shining 3D, boy, I had 5 hours there, so I didn't have too much. Tier Time was there. That was fun. And I went right up to the Upbox Plus, which I happen to have for review. It's still in the box. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. One of the people from Tier Time came over and said, "Hey, how are you?" And I introduced myself and who I was. And he said, "Oh," and I said, "And I have this machine back at my house. I just haven't had the chance to take it out of the box yet." Which was great, because he then took this opportunity to say, "Oh, here's what you're going to find when you open up that box." And he started telling me about the machine. what the functions are, what it has, and the feature set. And I was like, oh, thanks, this is great. So now I find that I'm a little bit more prepared for that box that I'm going to open, the Upbox Plus box. Go figure. There was, I think it's called Moonray, and they are a resin DLP printer. And one of the things that, because I don't know resin printers very well, but it uses resin just like the Form does. But the Form's an SLA, so it's got a laser that goes per layer. With a DLP, though, imagine like a DLP home theater projector, and it projects an infrared image real quick, the whole build plate, just like that, and then that's the layer, and it's able to, no, if you have one thing or 10 things on the build plate, it doesn't matter because it's doing it a whole build plate at a time rather than needing the laser to and hit everything. So that's pretty cool. What else was there? There was the Prusa was cool because well, it's interesting. Prusa Research had a smaller booth, but they were still able to showcase something new in the quad extruder. They've made some changes to it, and it's going to have Bondtech gearing in it. And I have footage of this. So Joe held his hand out like this and was showing me the gears and how it grips it from both sides, which I knew about Bondtech. I thought that was a system that they sold. I didn't know they just sold the gears. But the Bondtech gears are going to be in the 4 material and the 2 material upgrade, it seems, for the Prusa i3 Mark II. That's really exciting. One of the cool things that happened, I was there and I got a text from Prusa. This was like 11:15 on Sunday, and he said, "Hey Joel, come to the booth at noon. I've got a date for us for lunch." Okay. So I go strolling over to the booth around noon, and that's when Simone Yurts is there at the booth picking up the Prusa kit that Prusa gave to her. And she was our lunch date. So Simone and Joseph and I went to lunch, and we had some crappy convention food, like I mentioned before. There was some teriyaki chicken, and I got a teriyaki bowl. It was tasty. That was really cool. I mean, I just like most people, I know of Simone from her shitty robots and the videos that she's made. Just in person, she's this. She's just cool, just normal, everyday, down to earth, hyper smart person. She's got some cool things that she's working on. I'm not at liberty to share those, but she's gonna be doing some cool things on her channel, and we did make contact. So I hope that we get to do something in the near future. Let's see. What else? Hold on, let me check something. Let's see. Oh, holy crap. Okay, I wasn't looking at the screen. That 3D print guy donated $20 with the note "drink up on me." My goodness. Well, I'm not near the fridge. I can't grab a drink, but tomorrow it's on. Boy, it was crazy. CES is crazy, right? It's what, 3 days, 4 days. It's insane how big it is, and it's insane how much tech coverage is there. With the 5 hours that I had, I filmed as much as I could, but everybody wanted to have a lot of conversations. Airwolf has this new water-soluble support material that sticks to PLA, ABS, HIPS, carbon fiber, and they're making one that will stick to, was it not nylon? It was, I don't remember now. Crap. But it seemed interesting, and so they're going to hopefully get me a roll of that. God, Gosh, okay, well, I've been talking long enough. Vegas was cool, man. I was there for, what, 20, 30 hours? Something like that. I had a good time. I met tons of people. People met me, I guess. That's fair to say. A lot of people asked about the Monoprice printer, and Monoprice wasn't there on the last day of CES. All those pictures of the new their new Delta and the black Mini and that stuff, that was all there earlier, but they weren't there Sunday. So there we go. So okay, well, that was me rambling on. I should have had my drink because that sounds really tasty. But what about you guys? What do you think? What was there something in the 3D printing area at CES that you thought was cool? Or was there something at CES that you thought was cool that I didn't see and talk about? We can talk about that. And yeah. Or we can do some Q&A, because what time is it? Oh, it's 11:19. Yeah, I got some time to stream tonight. Got some time to stream. All right, I'm going to go to the chat. Boy, you guys were chatting up like crazy pants. Crazy pants. Jeez, you guys. I'll just I'll start at the bottom, I guess. I need to share some of my Polysmooth with my friends at Punished Props. Yes, Silent Paw, I agree. I've talked to Bill about the Polysmooth stuff. Here, here. There's the Luby R. I think it's the Aria Dragon, and that's smooth. I did a test where I took the low poly Donkey Kong and I left him in, and that's it doesn't feel like a printed piece because everything's been smoothed out. What I did see, I don't know if you can see in this camera, but where the layer lines are, it looks like it melted it, but I don't know, in a weird sort of way. So I need to do some more tests, and I'll talk to Polymaker about that. But the back, look at the back. That's just, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, look at that. That is smooth. And so I'm very interested in talking to Punished Props and letting him get a hold of that. That'll be fun. Yeah, Frank, it doesn't look 3D printed at all. I know, and the feel of it is weird. When you have those layer lines, it feels like a 3D print, but when they're all congealed together, it feels more like a single plastic piece. It doesn't have the weight of a single plastic piece, or at least that one doesn't, because it's hollow, but it feels like it, and it's so weird. It's so weird. The 3D printer, can we offer a free roll of PLA for the first person to guess what our Leapfrog bolt is printing? I'll tell you what, if people want to start sponsoring contests in the stream, get a hold of me and we can talk about that for a later stream. But let's not do that right now. Sorry. Joel, please do a vid on the best low-cost beginner printer. Well, like which one? What do you define as low cost? Preston over at Press Reset just has been talking about was it the $155 printer, and I think that's printing well. The MP Select Mini that Dustin and I think Chuck have, that prints well, and that's $179. Fabricator Mini, I know Chuck does ABS on that thing, and I think it's what, $199 or so, bound for a refresh really soon. I mean, for some, the Prusa kit at $699 US is low cost as well. So, what do you think? I would have to hear from you. Alex Pantea, which dual extrusion printer would you recommend? That's a really interesting question because I have a few. The Raise 3D and the FlashForge Creator Pro have nozzles side by side, and the Raise 3D is a wonderful printer, but I just don't, now that I've experienced different types of dual extrusion or multi-extrusion, I don't like that at all. I have played with the BCN Sigma, and BCN has said I'm going to be getting one again in the future that's fixed some of the issues I had with it. the independent heads that can do that, it's a wonderful system. I like it a lot. The Ultimaker 3 that I have right over here has proved to also be quite a good system, and raising the nozzle up and down. I get the feeling I'll probably get to play with a multi-extrusion system from Prusa. He'll probably send me an upgrade kit at some point, or I'll be able to buy one down the road. And I'm really curious about that. I love the idea of a single nozzle solution. I think that multiple nozzles are going to go away in favor of individual nozzle solutions, whether it's the Ultimaker style of having it's a dual nozzle, but they lift out of the way, and so I consider that a single or one nozzle at a time. Or if it's the independent heads of the BC and Sigma that go back and forth, or if it's the diamond nozzle, or the Prusa multi-material upgrade, or what Simi CNC is teasing on Facebook. I think the way of the future for dual and multi-extrusion isn't in adding more nozzles. I think it's taking advantage of the nozzle you have and being able to do more with it. I'm sure Angus and Dustin have opinions on this, which I bet we'll hear about at some point. Let's see. I think Robo won an award for innovation at CES, Nanairpuss. That's interesting. We'll just leave it at that's interesting. I didn't get a chance to talk to the Robo booth. When I went past the Robo booth, Braden wasn't there. I saw Kobe, but it was very, very busy. They're owned by an Australian company now, and I think some of the big wigs from Australia were there. And I didn't get a chance to make it back to the booth. I would love to get my tendrils on an R2, because the R1 Plus that I had severe cold corners on the bed, and the auto leveling system on it was a little wonky. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to. It was an okay printer, but it wanted to act like more than an okay printer, which it wasn't, in my opinion. And there you go. I know you can upgrade the Robo with an E3D hot end. I think my buddy Matt over at Printed Solid has those. So if you have a Robo R1 Plus and you want to put an E3D on it, talk to Matt over at Printed Solid. And when you do, use my affiliate link. There we go. Print 3D channel, Joel, you are less than 500 subs from 50K. I cannot believe that. For some reason around Christmas, my channel, and I think others as well, picked up this huge increase in daily subs. And if you check Social Blade, I'm anywhere between 210 and 350 new subs a day. It's legitimately crazy. I was talking to G Create about somehow doing a collaboration to celebrate hitting 50K, and I originally ballparked sometime in March for that. But realistically, I might hit 50K this weekend, and that it blows my mind, because this whole channel was started because I just wanted to show off something that I had created in OpenSCAD, and it gained traction, and I started doing more with it, and this is my passion. I love doing this. If I can ever make this, whatever I'm doing, a career, I'll never work another day in my life, because I'm just going to have fun every day. And it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And I'm so grateful for everybody in the chat, for everybody that donates or pledges via Patreon, or clicks on my links, or gives me a thumbs up, or high fives me at conventions. Or you don't understand when like Jeff from the Print 3D channel, I saw him And Jeff, I swear to you, I was way more excited to meet you than you were to meet me. But I tried to keep my cool. You're going places too, dude. All right, I'll get away from the sentimental stuff, but I want you to know 50K is an amazing, crazy honor to hit. And I will probably cry happy tears someday when I hit 100K. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Just because of the accomplishment. Yeah, it just that 100K if I get that play button, if I get that 100K play button, I'm just going to weep on screen holding it and hugging it, and it's going to be awesome. All right. What is better, the monoprice or the Jamie Chapman 8526? I don't know if the monoprice or but maybe you just didn't finish your sentence. We'll go on. All right. Joel, do you know what is Arduino? Yes, Rex. An Arduino is a little computer, essentially. It's just it's an inexpensive, highly customizable little board, and an Arduino is going to probably run the 3D printer you have at your house. That's my guess. I took a couple years of electronics in high school. So I used to be able to know the color bands on the resistors, and off the top of my head, and I used to I made a walkie-talkie system, so that was cool. But the technical, what an Arduino is technically is going to be better answered most likely by the highly intelligent people I have in my chat, such as yourself. Let's see. Chris Russell's getting squishy-eyed, you guys. Aw. Chris Russell's pretty cool. I met that guy. If you ever see Chris, you guys give him a high five. He's rad. The 3D printer. What's the new bank going to be? That's an awesome question. I hope to resume Fan Mail Friday in the next week or two. I do need a new bank. I have not printed it yet because I don't know what I'm going to print. I originally thought a Groot. A Groot seemed like the right thing to do. But I don't know. I'm more than happy to take suggestions. If someone's got a great idea, I think an R2-D2 bank would be cool, maybe. And it's got to be printed, obviously. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Someone else figure this out. I don't know. It's got to be hollow. It's got to have a little place to put coins and bills. And for the most part, it's got to have some sort of soundbite or soundbite ability, so I can hold it to the camera and be like, "Thank you," or "I am Groot," or right. So we'll figure that out. Let's see. Pac-Man Ghost from Peter. That's interesting. A Pac-Man Ghost. That might be cool. But where's the sound? What's the soundbite there? Because Pac-Man going waka 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 waka, but the ghosts don't make any noise. I guess they go or woo. All right, sound effects with Joel is over. Ooh, a pixel Mario Star Bank. That's not a bad idea. Or yes. What about a Mario coin? What do you guys think of a Mario coin for the bank, right? Because one of those would be easy to print and hollow out, I think. Okay, good. Everybody's saying no Groot. Oh, Sparks, a poop tractor bank. This is for the kids. I guess kids like poop and tractors. That's not a bad idea. A Yoda. Vogel FPV. Vogel FPV is suggesting a Yoda bank. That's not a bad idea. Because there's that Yoda model, right? That originally that matte over printed solid, hollowed out, and then I made for the candy bowl. We could leave the top of the head on and just hollow it out. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Ooh, I want to show you something real quick. Angus and his penchant for wanting to torture 3D printers. I was able to get one of his torture cubes on the Ultimaker 3. And by no means is it perfect. You can kind of see the underside is a little... I don't know. The best way to describe it would be chunky. It's a little chunky. But... that being said, it did complete. It's a little chunky, but the entire thing completed. And it wasn't stringy. And it doesn't have skips. It turned out good. I would classify this as good. So Angus, again, your model just, it's a great little printer test. And it's interesting to see printers that are a tenth the price of the Ultimaker are able to print it better than the Ultimaker. And at the same time, perhaps there's some tuning that needs to be done to the Ultimaker by me in order to print this better. Because cooling, it's very cooling dependent. And I don't know if that cooling or the fan shroud is adequate for something like this. So we will see. We will see. Well, that was cool. Hope you guys like that. Okay, I'll show you the other thing. As you know, I've got that Form 2, and well, I printed a mini-me, but I printed it the full size of the form. And this is solid resin. I am heavy. I mean, I'm heavy, but this is heavy. Look at that. Right? So, put it next to my face. There we go. So this is cool. I got to finalize my form review pretty soon. I've done castable. I've done small things. I've done flexible. I've done black resin. I've done the gray resin. And I don't know. If you were watching a Form 2 3D printer review, what model would you expect to see printed on the Form 2? That's a good question. That's a good question. Sorry, back to the comments. Back to the comments. Slice the head off and do a full-size Joel head money bank. Thanks, Peter. And right below that, Von Jet says, a max headroom. That's interesting, too. You guys have some good ideas, man. I like this. Okay, HST Binary says, a Red Bull can bank. Dude. That's not a bad idea. Oh, Dustin, you wanna micro? How micro? Like as micro as I can go? I could do that. Yeah. WRX bank with my car starting as a sound. That's not a bad idea. Turn com my tank models, Joel. Wink. That's not bad. Good job on that one. Let's see. Ryan is asking, how often do I upgrade or modify my printers? Looking at possibly making some upgrades to my MP Select V2, but wasn't sure if it was worth messing with. That's interesting. Right now, I upgrade my printers less than I would like to. I have a care package from E3D with their new extruder system and some 0.15 nozzles. I just haven't had the time to put it on anything. I've got, if you look in this box right here, let's see. This is a genuine E3D hot end for the G-Max printer. I just haven't had time to put that on. The Prusa machine came with a hardened nozzle, or I got a hardened nozzle for it, one of those two. I haven't had time to put that on. I have a dual Flexion extruder for my FlashForge Creator Pro, and I just haven't had time to put that on either. My goodness. I need more time. If anybody's figured out a way to make printers print time, I would love to hear about it. Have you printed any time? I guess that'd be the way around it. Have you yourself printed any time? Oh, you know what? There were some donations that I missed. I just want to make sure I get that out. 3D Printing Science threw $5 because I'm awesome. Thank you, 3D Printing Science. The 3D Printer gave $5 because of great content. That's wonderful. And Nannerpuss said $3 to just keep on going. Thank you, Nannerpuss. I'm sorry. So, the way my system is set up, this microphone has a headset port on it, and when this is plugged in via USB, it all system out sounds are now routed through the headphone port on this, so I can't hear when the little noise goes off. Sorry. So if a donation happens or something happens that needs my attention, we'll find a way. We'll find a way to get my attention. I know I'm asking for trouble. Let's see. Oh, crap. Wasn't supposed to do that. You go back. Look at that. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Back to the comments. 4D printing. Yeah, exactly. Right, Angus? And, oh, Dustin wants a 4D printer too. Look, you guys, any of you watching this right now, if we can somehow get more time in our day by 3D printing, I guarantee you governments will fight over us because we'll be awesome. And then someone will execute us because we're attempting to play God, and then we'll be dead. So let's try not to do that. Let's not get dead. That would be bad. Let's see. Oh, Jagged 1235. Time-infused filament for the Protopasta series. That's not a bad idea. But time... it might provide a little bit of color. It might provide a little bit of smell. But for the wildcard stuff, we're trying to go different. Like, should we? Right, what's the saying? You didn't even... you asked whether you could, but you didn't think to ask whether you should. I think that's the right way to say it. Oh, hey, Balance, what's up, baby? I know, Angus, it was sad. I'm really sorry. Let's see. Jorg. Oh, I hope I didn't murder that. You want to build a printer with your own design. That's a very, very interesting question. So I love using these things and learning about these things, and there's tons of people out there who know far, far more about me than these printers, obviously. But as I learn, I do find that there are things that I would like to add to a printer or take away from a printer. And eventually, maybe, as a collaboration with others, because I don't think on my own I would do anything very well. But I think that in a collaboration, my ideas could be useful in creating a 3D printer. So that's interesting. I don't know if I would want the entire printer to be mine, but if I had some good ideas to make the printer better, I think that's where it is. That's where it is. Brian Gray, glitter mixed in with filament. Protopasta has that right now. That's not it. What is that? Oh, this is the little bit of bacon left over. We've already done. They've got their glitter fill, and it is glitterific. They tried to add even more glitter, I think, and then it got crazy. It got crazy for a little bit. Let's see. Nannerpuss, can you 3D print in dark matter? You did capitalize the D in dark and the M in matter, so I don't know if you mean dark matter as in the matter that proliferates the universe that we can't see, or if or if you by dark matter you meant a proper name of dark matter. Maybe is there a filament company called Dark Matter? Ooh. That would be a great filament company name, Dark Matter. And all of your colors would be space-based. Meteorite gray. Martian red. Saturn silver. Venus pink. Stop. Just don't let me get further, please. Kenny C. Olsen Ruby nozzle. I'm torn there, Kenny, because the Olsen Ruby nozzle is a neat idea, and I suppose if you were running carbon fiber filament 24 hours a day, it might be nice, but it's over $100. It's over $100, and it works. I don't know. I would love to try one, and I would love to send just some of the harshest, like, carbon fiber infused with a load of strontium aluminate, just shards of sharp, crappy filament stuffs, and I'd love to feed it through there just to see if it works. But I don't know if I'm going to be getting one, or if I would be the right person to expose it to an audience. I think that I think Dustin would do a good job talking about that. I think Angus would do a wonderful job talking about that. I mean, I would do okay at talking about the Ruby nozzle, but I would just geek out over sending crazy harsh filaments through it. So that would be really exciting. Rex 2D, Joel, can you print a bag of potatoes? I don't know where that came from. Bag of potatoes. Technically, no. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't let you down. I love potatoes. Imagination 2 forms spam filament. Spam filament. Interesting. So spam is a meat. When we did the bacon filament, it was Bacos. And Bacos isn't really bacon bits. It's bacon bits. Spam would be interesting because we'd have meat. Also, you'd have to dry it out somehow. And dried spam just sounds like a bad idea. Bad idea. But if you could, yes, I would do it. Absolutely. Can you see $90 at Dynamism? Oh, is that the Ruby nozzle? $90? Okay. Well, I was crazy. Uh-oh. Something wrong with... Okay, hold on. See, these Nightbots, man. It's just... I'm sorry. I've got everything disabled except blacklist words. So, because Jaden, you don't spam. I know that. I know you don't. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you what. I will figure this out. Sorry about that. Ooh, okay. Jeremy wrote a lot of stuff. Since I'm going through a printer redesign upgrade process right now, holding a hex spanner kind of now. What's your top 3 modern 3D printer must-haves beyond the obvious motors and hot end? Nozzle isn't a rude word. Let's see. So, top 3 must-haves. I think that in order for 3D printing to be have greater usage in the future, I think that it needs auto bed leveling. I think that I think auto bed leveling. I think that some sort of bed mechanism that makes adhesion perfect. I don't know if that's possible. And we need a way. We're getting future stuff, right? I don't know if that was that the right. Am I responding to the right stuff? You guys, killing me. Let's see. Modern 3D printer must-haves. Okay, so I do have to stay in the here and now. Modern 3D printer must-haves. Auto bed leveling is 1. I think multi-material is 2. In a single nozzle, or in an independent nozzle sort of situation. And I think I know I don't know if this is a must-have. I think going forward we need to find a way to get things to stick better to the build plate. I think that's it. Like sticking and removing to the build plate. Oh, I'm talking future again. God, I suck at this. Stop it. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to calm down Nightbot. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can calm down Nightbot. But it does say Jaden is my top chatter. With Maker Muse right up behind him. That's pretty funny. Okay, I don't have. According to Nightbot, everybody should be free to do stuff as long as they don't incur the wrath of the banned list of words. So, there you go. All right. I hope I'm doing okay. I feel like I messed up on that last question. All right. What do I... Oh, let's see. Jurg says, what do you think about the retreat of MakerBot from the market for private 3D printers? Well, I don't know. MakerBot isn't really retreating, right? They have new machines and they're priced aggressively above typical hobby market. I think that MakerBot's damage to the industry has been done, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of it. That's my thinking. Let's see. Japman. Angus talks a lot. That's funny. Besides his own videos, this is the most Angus has ever said. Okay, that's funny. Kenny C, have you ever thought of 3D printing an RC plane? I have thought about printing an RC plane. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But this gets into my I need more time thing. And I don't have time to put the electronics in my OpenRC car, let alone print another remote controlled thing. Epoxy Julie loves PEI. I love PEI as well. Rex asks if I like gaming. I would love to be able to game. What time is it? It is it's 11:51. So the only reason I can do this right now is because my wife and my 3 wonderful kids, they're asleep. And if I wanted to game, it's either game or stream. I guess I could dust in it and I could offer 3D printing advice while I play a game. That would be interesting. I don't know. What's that? What's the game where you're the car, like an radio control car in the arena, and you're trying to bounce the ball into the other thing? What game is that? Jammin says a donation. Let's see. I have to hit the refresh. Hey, Balance! Thanks, buddy. Enjoy your videos. Thank you. Balance, I enjoy you. Thank you. Champion says, for removing things from a print bed, I find that CraftBot printers have the perfect solution. Oh, really? What? I've never used a CraftBot printer, so I don't know what's on them. I know that Cubicon has Garolite, and so far Garolite has just been crazy awesome at holding on to things, and the Garolite just releases when it's cold. In fact, when I unboxed my Cubicon style, I remember I got chided by somebody because they're like, "No, you did it wrong. Cubicon just releases," and I was like, "What?" And then I printed it was ABS. Garolite held it down totally flat, and then once it cooled off, it's like it just said, "Be free, be free," and that was it. Rocket League. Yes. Chris, you are right. I may break out the solitaire. There's I had talked about streaming on Twitch at one point, and I remember Twitch can't just be showing 3D prints, which is fine. So if I ever am able to model anything, I could do that. But I don't know. Who uses Twitch? Does anybody actually stream anything on Twitch? I find it to be interesting, and it might be neat to add to my list of things to do when I have more free time. whenever that is. Play a game while you work on a print about the game. That's from Push Guys Vancouver. That's interesting. I need more hands if I'm going to do that, because gaming usually requires 2 hands. I don't know how to answer that question. Let's see. Is granite on printers a thing? No, not granite. The 3D Gents has a ceramic build plate, not granite. You know, what I thought about doing on my G-Max is getting a nice piece of mahogany that's somewhat flat, and then using the automatic bed leveling on the Feel Touch. Ooh, excuse me. To then level on the wood and then print with wood filament on the wood. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. Something to do. I do have a Twitch. I don't ever use it. What about streaming to Beam? Dude in a motorhome. That's a good name. I don't know what Beam is. You're going to have to enlighten me. Andrew Benoza. Are you a mechanical engineer? And if so, what do you do? Looking into different jobs. I am not a mechanical engineer. I'm a software person, and I do it's QA QE testing. I run and maintain automated scripting test harnesses for our product. There we go. Miss Paradise says, "Hey back." Eric Leone, usually requires 2 hands. I have a good buddy that would disagree. Tell me more. That sounds interesting. Granite would be heavy, Sparks. That's for sure. Stefano's asking how I am. I think I'm doing okay. I'm a little hungry, a little thirsty. I do have to go to work in the morning. I have some CES videos to prepare. I might not do that tonight. But other than that, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you, Stefano. Do I have to know if there's a Vulcan upgrade for the Prusa Mark II? I don't know the answer to that, and I don't know. Boy, that's a good question. I don't know, because the Vulcan is a little bit longer, right? It's a bigger heater block, so it wants to melt things faster, right? I think. I don't know if there's room in there. It's pretty compact. Next time I talk to Joe, I'll ask him. Dude in a motorhome. Beam.pro is a streaming service like Twitch. I stream 3D printing and dev on Beam. Interesting. I'll look into it. Thanks, dude. Granite makes a great surface for table saws. That's true. Sick of Life 90 is telling me to not stay thirsty, but I would have to leave to go get something to drink, and I don't want to do that. Not yet. What time is it? I still got time. Now we're doing this. Tazos M, what do you think of conductive filament? I think it's interesting. There's still quite a high resistance across the filament, so I don't know how much power you can can conduct, but I think it's interesting and it's just going to get better. Blender Koch. Don't know if it has been asked before, but will you do a 50K special? Smiley face. Yes. Winky face. Can I print a mini NES, but with a Raspberry Pi inside? Absolutely. In fact, that's been done. I think there's a mini NES Raspberry Pi case on Thingiverse to print. You know, I've got a Raspberry Pi right over there, and I'm supposed to hook it up to a printer and use Octoprint, but not yet. Not yet. Is banding caused by settings or a wobbling Z? GSR 1379 is asking that. So a wobbling Z is very suspect when you get banding. I had an issue on the original LulzBot that I assembled where the lead screw was bent a little bit, and as it turned, it would kick off the x-axis just a little bit, and as it kicked it off, it would make these crazy weird wobbles as it went up. So that was happening. That was happening there. Stefano lives in Portland, you guys. Stefano, how much snow do you got? Do you have a lot? I bet you have a lot. Eric, didn't you get that pie for Christmas 2015? Shut up, Eric. Yes. Zach is asking me to try AstroPrint. I've heard of that. The AstroPrint guys are awesome, too. I could probably get some more Raspberry Pis to try both. I think I could do both. I don't see why not. Oh, all right. It's been an hour. Okay. Let's do 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Space Wolves is asking if I have a favorite filament. I do. I do have a favorite filament. I like any of the Protopasta exotics. I like the stainless steel. I like the carbon fiber. I like their carbon fiber a lot. Their I forget what it, oh well, here let me show you something. So if you take the stainless steel, so I printed, let's see, where's my window? Here's my window. So this is the Decepticon insignia, obviously. I printed this in Protopasta stainless steel, and then I sanded it a little bit. It looks cool. Not only does it look cool, it's shiny and it feels cool. It feels like a metal. I know it's not a metal, and I mean, I could probably crack it if I really tried, but it feels cool. It feels like metal. If you ever get the chance to print with any of the Protopasta exotics, I highly, highly recommend it. They're incredible filaments. Oh, I love this thing. Peter, do I have a favorite filament? Sure, list off 20. I didn't list off 20. I listed off 3. Peter. Oh, Kenneth is saying making a stormtrooper head for the bank. That's kind of an interesting idea. I'll think about that. A dude in a motorhome. What was your favorite 3D printed gift you made for someone? I made, for Mother's Day, I made my mom, or no, for her birthday, I made her a heart. And it said, love Mame on it. And it's Mame. My mom's name isn't Mame. All my kids growing up, they called my wife's mom, and they called my mom Mame for some reason. And so happy birthday. I think it was happy birthday. It was happy birthday. Happy birthday Mame on it, on a little heart. And I designed it and I 3D printed it, and it was awesome, and she loved it. So that's it. Let's see. 5-string monster. What do you do with the trinkets you print? I give them away. I try to give away a lot of stuff. It just piles up in the house. I've last year I gave away, I think it was six 3D printers, and just boxes and boxes of stuff that I've printed. Some of it, my kids, if they have a friend at school who's having a birthday, they'll usually be like, "Dad, can I take something?" Sure, and I hand them a print. I've gotten a lot of people interested in 3D printing at work, and so I talk to them and I get them printers. One of my friend's wife had to go through cancer treatment, and while recovering at home, she wanted to learn about 3D printing, so I got her a printer. A friend back east had some pretty severe damage from a storm, so I sent 2 printers his way. Yeah, so printers and things I print, I just I try to spread the love, because I print a lot of things. A gold filament C3PO head bank from Xeno ZMS Morph. Oh, I said that right. Oh, excuse me. Maker's Muse, look at that. Is there anything you're really looking forward to in 3D printing, or 3D printing in 2017? Yes. I really want to get my hands on the carbon 3D stuff. I know I won't, and they probably won't give me one to test or to play with. But I would love to play with that. That seems really cool. I think that we're going to see more multi-material systems, and that'll be neat, I think, within the industry. Resin printing is becoming bigger, and I think that we're going to start to see some advancements in that technology. Just last night, a friend of mine was showing me a video where a resin printer was able to double the size of its build plate by doing some sort of shift. And I thought that was really cool. I still don't think we've seen the limit at what materials we'll be able to extrude from a 3D printer's nozzle. So 2017 could be the year that we see some crazy new polymer that we're able to print that prints like a PLA but strong like a nylon. You never know. That'd be cool. I think that because of the multi-material printing, I bet we're going to see I think we're going to see more than just the PVA supports and the stuff that Airwolf is developing for their water-soluble supports. I think we're going to see ways to print in mid-air that people like. I don't know. Josh Provost, I have gotten into 3D printing because of you. Oh, well, dude. High five. That's awesome. Let's see. Did you see the M-Core paper 3D printer at CES? I did not. I was only at CES for the last day, and I know companies are supposed to stay the whole time, but it was really chill the last day. So I didn't see the M-Core. I didn't get to see the Polaroid printer either. And before CES, Polaroid had emailed me saying we need to have a conversation at CES. I said, I'm not going to be at CES. And they said, oh, sad face. But after CES, I said, hey, I ended up going to CES, but I didn't find you. Turns out their 3D printer wasn't in the 3D printer area. It was in another building. So with my limited time, I didn't have a chance to huff it over there. Jeff from the Print 3D channel did make it over and got some images of it, so that's cool. Oh, look at 3D printing science. In 2017, we're going to see more mixing tech like metal casting and polycast. Which reminds me, oh, that's right. I saw the Mark Forged metal printer at CES, and that was killer. That was so cool. It was metal. The pieces were literally, it was metal. It was metal. All right. It's starting to get late. I still have to get up for work in the morning, which is unfortunate. But I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me on this stream. I was testing out my XSplit Dustin convinced me to try XSplit, and so I was using XSplit. So hopefully the little let's see, hopefully the things that popped up right there were cool, and hopefully this chat window was cool. I hope my recap of CES was fun, and I hope I was able to answer some questions. So let's call it good there. Hey, you know what? I love you guys. So be awesome. Don't forget to stay hydrated. And remember, as always, high five.